a series I wanted to talk about for a while, ever since it's debuted, and definitely now is the perfect time when there is around about 20 plus chapters, and something that I think a lot of people have been sleeping on and need to check out is a brand new series from Shonen Magazine, and that is Mary Grave. Now, this is giving me huge ass vibes of like Trigun. This is something with like some of the ways how it's been handling the series and like how like its world has been built, and like also as well the fantasy elements and like really unique ways of how it's handling like magic, and like especially how it's handling protagonists as well with these 20 odd chapters that have been out is definitely something I would really recommend for you to check out. So yes, I think a lot of things that kind of got me into like interested in this series. The first one is like it's a magic series, which I kind of like a few of them. If people have noticed, I'm a very big fan of that kind of stuff. An action series. However, though, like I feel like definitely the way how it handles its world, its monsters, creatures, and its way of storytelling is all that is something I really like on that. And this is definitely something that I hope a lot of people will check out, and I hope this video as well can talk, because I wanted to talk about this for a little bit. Like this is something where it's like this seems like great, but I don't want to just do a single chapter like video saying like, oh, I caught up to it and like do reviews. So I might maybe could do these in reviews, depending on how people like feel about the series. But we have our main character, or one of our main characters on there, Sawyer, who we find out like as he's like carrying this giant grave on his back like that. He's all messed up, like the way he dresses and stuff like that. It kind of really like reminds me of some like old like Vax. He looks like Vampire Hunter D for the most part, like, or something like kind of like Vax Stampede, or like kind of roaming around, and like he's there pretty much just going place to place, like for the most part. He's a huge ass wanderer throughout the entire time that we see him, and it's because he's looking for like the dead man's like recipe. This is his whole giant goal for the most part, where it's like, I need like one of these items, and like he pretty much gets involved in other people's lives and all that, where it's just like he's just there. Like the first chapter, you feel him like he's super excited. He's like, yeah, I got a dragon boat. Like he's super like his the way how he acts is like very childish to like very goofy sometimes, but he does have it once or twice when he's serious, and like even when he's kind of being addressed about that, he's just like, oh, I haven't even introduced you and all that. It's just like, please, you need to share some of this and all that. I need to meet my Rosalie again. And he opens the coffin, and it's his dead lover. And he's like, my lovely Rosalie is this old, wrinkled old woman, like, which we find out that was his lover, right at the start of the chapter, who died, seemingly bringing Sawyer back to life. So one of the things about Sawyer was really weird is that he's pretty much immortal. The dead man's recipe is what it seemingly like brought to you and all that, is that it gives you immortality. Now, we still don't know everything about this, but the whole point of the journey is for him to collect things like these dragon bones or a mermaid scale. Like, it's a whole bunch of different multitude. And this isn't just the one book. There are a multitude of these dead man's recipes. So other people around the world are going around finding this. But it's more about the journey than the destination with this. Like, because it's the interactions that he has with people. And, like, especially, which is, like, a slight spoiler, like it's a slight spoiler, but at the same time it isn't too much revealing, is that Sawyer's not the only one that we focused on, because we actually time jump and go back a little bit, and we see that like Sawyer was the first one to die, and that we get to see Rosalie's perspective of this when she was looking for like the dead man's like recipe, like, which I absolutely adore. Like, we've had chapters dedicated to her when we see her like dealing with like her scenario versus like against these mermaids, or like going around like dealing with this. And I hope that's something that we might do more a lot of time, because I want to see other characters. I want to see like their versions of like what how they deal with it. And it's just like the way how he kind of talks about that, and he's just like, you know, he describes it, he's like, this is like the kind of only thing that I'm really living for. The fact that she loved him so much that she was willing to go and find this ancient demonic recipe just to bring him back. And we see some cool things that he gets to do, like, with a lot of the abilities that he has. Like, sure, he's able to take a hit and he's pretty much immortal. That doesn't mean, for the most part, that he's a completely broken character. There are flaws with Ozzy having the Dead Man's recipe. He can't have his, like, a whole, like, fiance, like, whole, like, just damaged at all, because that will affect his body as well. Like, just, like, if he gets destroyed by that way, he's going to be destroyed the same way. Like, that's pretty much where it's like he's eternally bonded by, like, this kind of, like, dead body, and it's like, we don't know exactly what she had to do. Maybe, like, honestly, it's saying up that obviously she gave up her life for this. Like, this is what clearly happened. Like, she turned into an old, like, she did this for years and just turned into an old woman and maybe died. But it's like, she probably gave up her own life at the end because she wanted to see the one she loved. Now, Sawyer isn't exactly on his own. He does have a little fairy, like, companion with him, and we've had seen another antagonist, this really creepy guy with, like, a stretchy shark sword. Like, there are a bunch of multitude of characters that we've seen so far, and it's like, it just seems like he's a very vagabond, just going to one destination to the other. So I don't know if we're going to be having a very big supporting cast, and that's honestly fine, because focus on the main character and, like, having his journey, and then get us some really just interesting one or two, like, little destinations here and there. Like, some of the stuff we visited, like, a possessed suit of armor. We've had, like, dealt with, like, going into, like, with mermaids. We've, like, been attacked by other dead man recipes. One of the latest things that we've had is, like, we've gone back into, like, in time again. We've, like, gone back to when, like, Sawyer was a youngster. Like, that's something that's, like, really cool to me, where it's like, this is what he was as a kid before all of this happening. Like, the way how it's handling a lot of this, and it's like, this is how he learned to deal with the situation. This is how he learned to fight. This is how he, like, how he met certain characters and why he acts this way. Like, it's, like, a lot of stuff is fascinating with this, like, series, and I really hope that this does, like, well, because, like, again, like, Shonen Magazine recently has been picking up some real fucking gems like, for the moment, and I'm like, this is something where it's like, wow, I would really like a 12 episode, like, and even it would be episodic as hell, but I don't care. I want, like, something like this. Like, give me, like, another Trigun, give me something more like this. But regardless, at the end of the day and all that, I want to see what you guys think, though, of, like, Mary Grave, and if, in fact, if any of you are caught up or checking out some of it, yeah, if it's, like, definitely something that people might want to see, then maybe I might do a chapter or two here and there of this series. We'll have to wait and see. I need to get back on doing some of my other stuff, like My Hero and, like, a bunch of the other shonen shit that I kind of left on the wayside on there. But, like, regardless, it's definitely something I think a lot of people should check out, and I really hope we get an announcement soon. Like, to clarify as well, there's not an official translation yet for these 22 chapters, so it is fan-wise, so you're going to have to find that on the old doobly-doos, and I don't normally like promoting them, but it's like, I would like to say, if there is an official version, then please, like, read that, and hopefully we do get that soon. I would like to announce, like, some volumes of this soon, like, at least bring it over. Come on, Kodansha, you know I'm waiting to get, like, my hands on some of these series that you got on here. But I know they've been recently publishing a lot of stuff digitally as well, so we might be seeing that, like, coming soon, so hopefully and all that. I'm very excited and all that for more of this. But that is all for me. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.